Universal Periodic Review process is an interactive peer-to-peer process whereby all governments that are observer or members at the Human Rights Council can present comments and recommendations to the state that is being reviewed. The overall purpose of the exercise, of course, is the overall improvement of the human rights situation in the country. And it also provides the opportunity to the state under review to present the work that they've done, progress that was achieved during the previous cycle, and they can explain how and what steps were taken to implement those recommendations that they had accepted from the previous council session, and also to explain or justify in some ways the reasons for which not all recommendations were fully implemented. So all in all, I would say that among the three tools, the three mechanisms of the Human Rights Council, the UPR is the most recent, but also I think it adds this dimension of the peer-to-peer, which creates a completely different dynamic when compared to, for example, the special procedures mechanism or the treaty body mechanism. I think it has a number of really important benefits. The first is that it encourages all the participants to study the issues and become well versed on the content. Every country has its very specific human rights concerns. Every country has every government operates within a very specific context, depending on the kind of government they are, the situation they're facing, the region in which the country is located. So I think there's a certain value in moving from studying international law as theory to see how it can be applied in the real world, and also what challenges these governments face in implementing recommendations. I think it also makes students aware of the different pressure points when students representing different states come and speak. I think they realize, also thanks to the presence of civil society organizations and national human rights institutions, that they're not addressing solely the people who are in the council room, but they're also speaking to a domestic audience, they're also speaking to an international audience, and they need to try and find a compromise between their policies, their lines, what their government stance is on things, and at the same time try to, in some way, address the pressure that they are, in some way, is being generated at them by other parties as well. The other thing I think that is really important is that it forces people out of their cocoon in a way, because it's not easy to come and speak before people. I think it takes a little bit of courage. So whatever students move on to do, whether it's academia, whether they become diplomats, whether they become UN or NGO staff members, probably these are skills that you're going to be using for any of these professions, I think, yeah. Based on the kind of existing patterns, I think I can see a UPR where there's greater engagement, particularly by civil society, because we are receiving an ever-growing number of requests for support, for capacity building, for engagement by civil society organizations, especially national organizations. A lot of the, better known international NGOs, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, etc., have always been present at the council, in the different fora at the council, and also in the context of the UPR. But what we're seeing is an increased engagement by national and regional organizations, and also an increased engagement in the post-working group phase, which is the implementation phase. I think more and more organizations and conglomerates of civil society organizations are coordinating their advocacy activities on the basis of recommendations and commitments made by states at the Council. I also hope that we were going to continue to see more serious engagement by the governments, and also that there can be generally greater attention to the implementation side of the UPR mechanism. Yeah. Thank you.